I'm going on. When the lights go down, I've seen hell in you, but you don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going on. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it starve. I know you wanna see me fall from a quarter mile. I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion.
everybody, and welcome to the Taylor Industries pregame show. I'm your host, Cordell Ballard. With me here is Cody Polly, and we are here to cover you a match of Overwatch against Penn College in the GBCC Cup. And Cody, this is going to be an interesting matchup, I think. You know, we've been doing pretty well in this cup that we've been doing every Friday, so I think UCM has a pretty good chance, don't you?
I think we have a very good chance. We've been playing incredibly well in both the Tuesdays and the Friday tournaments that we've been doing, and I think all across the board we've been performing incredibly well, putting us in the upper echelon of the players and the teams in these tournaments.
Oh, very much so. And speaking of our players, your Culver's lineup for tonight will be Deity and Jonah, that classic tank duo. Trey and Rickless Morty there on your DPS. DD Gaming, TY, and the Red Polka are on the support lineup. And so, Cody, I think they're getting their synergy together. I think they're doing really well. Again, the DPS lineup might change when we hop into the first map here. But this is what I'm sticking with as far as I can tell from the lobby. But how do you feel about tonight's lineup for UCM?
I'm pretty confident in it. I feel like a lot of maps, especially with the recent buffs to Reaper, have lent themselves to the way he plays and the way Trey plays Reaper incredibly well. And so I think he's going to have a very big impact on the way these games play out today.
Very much so. So with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to toss it to a quick break. And when we get back, we'll be right into the action of UCM versus Penn College after this short message.
Thank you for joining us today. Before today's match, we'll be going over the rules of Overwatch. Overwatch is a 6v6 team-based game, where each map has specific objectives to complete. At the beginning of the match, and at any time during the game, the players can move into a spawn room that allows them to choose what character they want to play. They can also do this while waiting to respawn. There are 3 types of heroes that can be played. Tanks specialize in protecting allies, disrupting enemies, and occupying the front line. They have high survivability and abilities that protect themselves and others with shields and crowd control. Damage heroes are responsible for seeking out, engaging, and defeating the enemy using their varied tools, abilities, and playstyles. Lastly, support are heroes that heal, buff, and provide utility. Support heroes boost the overall performance of their team by increasing their survivability, speed, and damage output. They're generally the worst duelists and are best when surrounded by teammates. Throughout the match, players have a select set of abilities that can be used. All heroes have at least 2, although some have more. Each character also has an ultimate ability that must be charged by dealing damage or healing. Each match takes place on one of 4 types of maps: Assault, Payload, Control, or Hybrid. Payload maps have an objective that players must push to the end of a set track, with the other team defending. Whichever team can push their payload further wins. Assault maps have 2 objectives that one team must try to capture while the other team defends. Hybrid maps are a combination of the last 2 mentions, with one team capturing a point and then pushing it along a track. In control maps, players must fight over one point located in the middle of the map and hold it to fill their percentage. Finally, whichever team has won the most rounds by the end of the match will win the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the match here. We are on Ilios, and so I think UCM has a pretty good chance of doing some map winnage tonight. I don't know about you, Cody, but I think we do pretty well on most control maps that we go up against.
By far and large, we win most of our control maps. It seems to be that hybrid maps are our largest detriment. So I'm very confident in our ability to take and hold just a certain area, especially when we play a good brawl or rush comp. I think we have a very good fighting chance against pretty much any composition they could throw at us.
Very true here, and so UCM and Penn College will be hopping onto the floor here, getting ready. It does look like we're sticking with looks like a Rhine Diva on the side of UCM here, and Rickless Morty on the Sombra with Trey on his classic Reaper, DD Gaming on his classic Lucio, and then Red Polka up on his Moira here. We do see, however, Abstract View on a Widow, Swamp D is on Lucio, and then everybody else just kind of doing a little bit of whatever, but we do have a duplicate tank lineup. Jonah does fall, DD Gaming falling as well, so UCM in a little bit of a situation here. Does look like, though, that Penn College will take the point here from UCM, Cody.
Yep, that was ill-executed rush, I think interrupted by a May wall and an unexpected Widow. Really tore things up and made us stall out when we were supposed to be going in and finding a really quick fight.
Very much so. So it does look like UCM will be having to be shoved into the columns here. And Annoyed Goat is going to hold that corner for as long as possible. Deity going off onto the flank here, trying to get the Widow displaced. Does do some damage to Abstract and ends up taking out Abstract with the assistance of Trey. And we do see Jonah, though, falling to Cube. So UCM is without their main tank shield, but Annoyed does fall to the side of DD's Gaming's Fist. And UCM, a bit of a man advantage here. Reckless Morty holding off onto the backside here. UCM continuing to push forward and try and get some capitalization on here. We do see Abstract going up for a little bit of a grapple, trying to get some damage up onto UCM. UCM slowly getting onto the point, ready to capitalize on it. Deity does get his mech back. Reckless Morty low on health, waiting for some. Red Polka going in for that hammer coming out from Annoyed. UCM losing 3 in that hustle, and so UCM, though, being able to pull out the lamp and a few other abilities from the side of Penn College. And so UCM, again, unable to really capitalize on getting the point there, Cody.
I think that might have been Jonah not expecting to shatter because they just used a window. Why would they don't shatter until after you use the window for a little bit. So it was probably just a bit of confusing play for Penn to just roll them over like that.
Very much so. That's kind of what it looks like there. We do see a wall coming out on the side of Console, ready with his Blizzard. Blizzard is getting ready to be sent out there. Deity in bomb position. Looks like he's looking for something juicy. EMP coming out on the side of Frickus Morty, getting 3. UCM trying to see if they can capitalize on anything. They do get Annoyed. Death Blossom coming out on the side of Trey. Beat out on the side of Shrimp. And UCM, though, able to get 2. Bubble taking out Trey, though. So UCM is in a bit of a tizzy here. But they are seeming to be able to capitalize on stuff. Reckless Morty does fall off the edge, though. Sadness there, but Shrimp falls through the red polka. UCM gets the cap on there and the 99 percentile. So now UCM is in the long run to try and hold this point here. The Penn College is coming up around the wall here, and UCM, though, they were able to capitalize on some stuff there, Cody.
They were, and I think I'm very proud that they were able to outrush their sustain because that's an issue with their brawl, is the sustain.
Very much so. Annoyed sending out a hammer. May pay for it with his life. He does Reckless Morty taking him out. Coalesce is coming on the side of the red polka. You're going to see the effects here, folks, but UCM continuing to keep everybody off. Reckless Morty going on a bit of a rampage here and getting everything charged up. He used EMP not too long ago. DD Gaming getting a boop kill on the bubble. And then Jonah taking care of KB. And UCM, a solid hold there, Cody.
Very solid hold. I think that was them being able to catch someone out of position and, just force the fight to happen where they were.
Very much so. We do see Annoyed Goat getting hacked there on the side of Reckless Morty. Reckless Morty getting ready with another EMP. We'll see if he's going to be able to pop off something and get a few more people within his grasp. So Beat coming out on the side of DD Gaming, so we're wanting to get in there and engage. UCM getting in there, super aggressive, taking care of an Annoyed Goat. Annoyed Goat taken out by Trey. UCM able to keep a man advantage here. So we do see UCM just capitalizing on some kills here. Penn College going to have to back off until they can get their shielding back. Deity low on health here. Red Polka sending out some healing orb, which hopefully that'll keep Deity up in this next up matchup. Annoyed Goat is back and into the fray. UCM, we do see an EMP coming out. It's a 4-man EMP. Shatter coming out. High noon. UCM, though, takes it with it on the chin, and they're able to take out 2. Abstract demeching and taking out the red polka. Abstract wanting to take some revenge here. He might single-handedly take care of some people. We do see a hack trying to be done by Reckless Morty, but nothing really much happens there. UCM being pushed back to the point here, and this is going to get dicey here for UCM. Amplification Maester coming out on the side of Penn College. Penn College sends out a Blizzard as well, so UCM is still good. Death Blossom coming out on the side of Trey. He tries to take people out, but it doesn't do much there. Beat coming out, all the Qs here. 9999 KB taking out 2 with his bomb. And so UCM, unfortunately, is not going to cap this map, it looks like, Cody.
Quite yet. Now it becomes down to a problem of stall and speed, being able to hold it, keep the overtime ticking while you get the chance to take a really good take.
Very much so. Jonah trying to get there on his ball, but I don't think anybody else is going to really get there in time to cap or touch. We do see Trey hopping off into the Tracer to try and keep things going. Deity chucking in a bomb. We'll see if it does anything. Nothing really happens. It's the shield from Annoyed Goat. Does stop a Shrimp with a punch out there. Tries to do some stuff. DD Gaming does take a lot to the face here. High noon ray for Abstract. He's got it popped off. Takes out 2 with his high noon. And UCM will drop the first map in this 3-map section of this series. So, what was the struggle there for UCM, Cody?
I think it was being out-sustained. When they rushed onto something, it just wouldn't die. They had a Baptiste and they had a May, so they could just wall off, and then Baptiste could throw an Immortality or just throw out so much healing that they wouldn't be able to kill anything, and that caused a real problem, and they weren't able to make any real plays if they couldn't get any picks.
That makes sense there, Cody. So this is going to be something that they're going to have to overcome in this upcoming match. And so hopefully UCM can figure out the password to that so we don't have a 2-0 map here. I'd love to go to a third one. We do see that we are going to well here. So DD Gaming will have some fun trying to boop some people in. Rickless Morty going on to the Symmetra just for a quick boost onto the point here. UCM, though, is going to be on here. Console is going on to the Junkrat here. Bubble sticking on the Baptiste. Abstract staying on the McCree. Shrimp on the Lucio. We do see an Orisa coming out here instead of the Ryan, instead of like a normal supportive character here. So we do see Penn College all stuck up into the I don't know what that would be called, but anyways, little bell area here. Abstract just poking out, trying to see if he can take out DD Gaming. DD Gaming holding onto the wall right here, seeing what all he can do. Red Polka trying to keep his team up as best as he can, sending out a magical orb to keep Deity healed. KB taking out Trey. So Trey in a little bit of a hustle there. And so UCM going to have to do some stuff. Charge coming out on the side of Abstract. Go. And so UCM already in an issue here, losing 2 at the beginning of this fight. Abstract taken down by Rickless Morty. DD Gaming trying his best to see if he can do anything, but it does look like Penn College is able to cap the point, and UCM is going to just have to fall back here, Cody, and regroup.
They will. It's hard to deal with 2 shields, and you don't have a Hanzo or a McCree for a dedicated shield break. And I think losing Trey earlier in that fight really showed that, because a Reaper is the main source of damage for this team composition. And without that, they weren't able to really make anything happen.
Very true. So do you think if Rickless Morty gets done with the CMP, he'll switch off to Hanzo?
It's very possible.
We do see a hack coming off onto Console from Rickless Morty. Rickless Morty, though, does die to Console. Console doing a lot of spam damage into the choke here. Deity being trickled down, but does get punched down by Console. Trey trying to see if he can do any kind of damage, but doesn't really help out there. So UCM, again, in another pickle where they're just not able to break through the defenses of Penn College.
It's the sustain. Like I was saying, they have 2 shields now, so they just will be able to not take any damage as long as they stay behind them, and that's going to be a problem for not being able to start a fight on anyone who's low, because no one's going to get low.
Very much so. Rickless Morty, though, does have the MP up and ready, trying to keep an eye on Abstract. Abstract trying to get him Console. Does take out the Red Polka, so you see him already down a lot of sustain health-wise. Trey trying to get in there and do some damage, but we do see Deity get demacked on the side of Penn College here. Rickless Morty just not able to get much done with his EMP, and so we're UCM just going to have to regroup once more to get ready for the next fight here. It just doesn't seem like UCM's coordinating anything here, Cody.
It seems like they're having definitely a tough time, and maybe that goes down to them not getting the right warm-up, or not being ready before the game started and getting some real warm-up in, so we'll have to see.
4-man EMP coming out, Beat coming out on the side of Penn College, so UCM is doing their best to see if they can take out a few people. Coalesce is coming out on the side of the Red Polka, High Noon out on the side of Penn College. UCM, though, trying their best to keep everybody up and alive or do some damage, so UCM is in a bit of a pickle. We see that damage order coming out, Abstract taking out Rickless Morty with a High Noon as well. And so Jonah's down too. Jonah switching off into a signature ball. Deity going down on low health. Trey trying to put out a Death Blossom to see if he can take out anybody but Annoyed. We do see a hammer coming out on the side of Annoyed Goat, and yeah, that's just not going to work out. Abstract doing lots of damage here. Console also doing lots of spam damage. Rickless Morty still on the Sombra here, trying to get onto point and do some damage, but he's just taken out by Annoyed Goat. And UCM, again, just in a bit of a pickle here if they're able to get it, but they were able to capitalize on the point and get it capped on their side. Jonah down in the well, but does come back out low on health. Oh, switch back over to Penn College here. Overtime is activated. Tire out on the side of Consulate. Jonah tries to get back to his. It's stopped by Abstract. UCM, though, doesn't look like they're going to be able to do anything. High Noon is ready for Abstract. He's ready to see if he can get Trey out of there, but it doesn't really matter. Console takes care of that, and UCM will... Nope, never mind. Rickless Morty's there to touch the point, and overtime still trickling out. Rickless Morty doing his best to try and keep overtime going. Jonah coming in. Looks like he gets in there. And he does a slam, though, but Consulate boops him off into the well. And that's going to be it. UCM will drop Ilios here, Cody. This is not a good start.
Not good at all. I think... I just don't think they were finding enough value with their team composition. I feel like if they went something that could more easily counter such a hard bunker, because that was basically bunker. If they could somehow break that bunker with a Hanzo and a Kree and just spam them out and force them to move, at least get them out of position, I think that would have changed things for the better for UCM quite a bit.
I agree with you there, Cody. Hopefully UCM noticed that mistake as well, and they will hopefully make readjustments. They are down in the series 1-0, but that doesn't mean they're out. So we will be back after this short message, and we'll see where UCM can take us.
Culver's is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports. Welcome to Delicious.
Imagine opportunity. Got it? Good. Now pursue it. Choose the right college to cultivate it. Discover your passion, your talent. Now share it. Embrace it. Go global. Find support, network, build your team. Set a goal, work hard, achieve it. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate it. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
Excited for the interview today?
I am.
Okay, let's get right to it. You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be and why?
I'm colorblind, so colors are really hard for me. But let's see here. I like blues, like a shade of blue, probably.
First game ever played?
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on PlayStation 2. First game I ever beat too.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Any like 80s classic rock, anything like that. Probably like Thunderstruck.
What would the title of your book be?
Probably something along the lines of being distracted a lot, but somehow getting through life.
What would your last meal consist of?
Oh man, that's hard. I really like food. Some kind of like pasta meal, some like gnocchi, like little soft balls of like pasta dough. Oh, so good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here on Hollywood. This is a hybrid map. So it's not King's Row, so there's no real chance of us drawing on this one, Cody. We might have a chance of actually winning this one. And so UCM will have to try and capitalize the point here where you see the car. This is where the snotty billionaire, like, producer robot person is, and they'll have to push that all the way to the end once they cap the point. And so whoever's on whatever side either has to defend and stop it from pushing or just continue, moving it forward. And so we'll see how well UCM does. We do see a switch out here, though. Trey is out. Bite Me is in. What's the thought process in that, Cody?
This map in particular on defense is an incredible Torbjorn map, which some might know Marcus is infamous for insta-locking Torb on this map as soon as we start playing it. But on offense, it's a very good Echo map, and that's another character that Marcus excels at, and I think will help a lot with the way we're going to play it here.
Very much so. We do see a Brawl tank lineup coming out from both sides here. Reckless Morty on that Hanzo like we wanted in the last map. Bite Me on that Echo. DD Gaming on the classic Lucio for him, and Red Polka on the Baptiste here. So UCM, we have a little bit of fun here. Classic Brawl composition for them, something that they know, something that they love. And we see here as they're coming up onto Laurent here. Reckless Morty with a nice headshot onto console here. So UCM has their opening. Jonah charging through, trying to take care of business. Abstract goes up, stuns, takes out Bite Me. And so Red Polka tries to come up there and do some damage to avenge Bite Me, but that's not going to work out here. Deity and Jonah trying to do work on Annoyed Goat. Annoyed Goat on low health, but is taken out by Deity. So UCM continuing to march forward. KB getting low on health. Red Polka helps out and takes him out. Jonah takes out KB as well. And so Deity taking out Abstract, and UCM begins the capture of the point. That was spectacular, Cody. That is just what we needed. That is a strong showing by UCM.
That was incredibly strong, and I want to say that was. I don't want to take anything away from our players because they are performing incredibly well right now, but I think Penn just was positioned poorly for that. They were way too far forward. If they would have come back to point, things would have been much better for them.
Very true here. So UCM in a good position, pushing up forward, trying to take over space. Reckless Morty doing his best with his Hanzo arrows, trying to get as much damage as he can. We do see a fight in the rafters up here between UCM and Penn College. Annoyed Goat marching closer and closer. Hopefully, hammer coming out from Jonah! Gets a few people people down. Annoyed Goat down by the side of Rickless Morty. And UCM with one singular ultimate from Jonah turns the tide and is able to continue pushing that payload slowly forward thanks to DD Gaming here doing the work on his end. And Jonah, that was a stellar slam.
That was very good. That's something I love to see is when they throw a window up or something, you just shatter it, and they're thinking, "Oh, we got a window. We're gonna burn them down," and then it's just no.
So true. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of UCM, but Rickless Morty sending out his dragons. Gets lots down. Abstract trying to get a high noon off, but not happening. UCM continues to march into the spawn room and wipes out Penn College. This is a different lineup. All entirely from the last map, Cody. We're getting aggressive. We're still going in. UCM saying no dice, cowboy. You're staying in spawn. You ain't coming out. And I don't support this 1 cent, UCM. I don't like it when you do it. Anyways, UCM on a roll here, Cody.
I like it when they do it. That was us just being better in the mid fight, I think, because they were trying to engage and they just had a bad engage and they couldn't make anything work with it, and so we said, okay, we'll make something work with it, and we did.
Very much so. We do see Bite Me here on 8 HP. Gas to get out of there before he can be taken down. Oh, getting healed up by the payload and a little bit of DD Gaming. So UCM is going to just fall back a little bit and get some healed up. Annoyed Goat pushing up forward with a bubble on him, trying to see if he can get onto his counterpart here. He's got Hammer up. Annoyed's looking for something juicy, but we do see Bite Me switching off and going on to it. Beat coming out of the side of DD Gaming. I see so much. Hammer down on the side of Jonah! Being distracted by Bite Me, UCM is able to get some damage down, but doesn't matter. UCM, though, is going to have to fall back here, and it does look like Penn College was able to not be fooled too much by that swaparoo of shatters, and UCM's going to fall back. We do see a high noon coming out of the side of Abstract, taking out Deity, so charges out on Deity's side. Consulate taking out the red polka, so we do see the Junkrat coming out on the side of Penn College. So it must be a comfort pick for Consular there, which, yeah, I mean, Junkrat, I love Junkrat. So UCM back into spawn here, Cody.
Yep, being forced back, being chased out. They got a few picks, and our team crumbled without those picks. So they were able to just keep forcing their way through to our spawn, which is something you saw that we did a little bit earlier. So.
Well, I think the biggest thing here is that Bubble had a good timing on his immortality field there and was able to save his team from that double shatter attempt. And so UCM just wasn't able to take care of the immortality shield fast enough to be able to capitalize on any kind of kills. High noon, nope. Tire coming out on the side of Console. We'll see him get the red polka, so UCM is going to have to back out Deity on low HP here. They have no heals, really. Abstract taken out by me. Jonah taken out. Rickless Morty taken out. And the Deity just trying to get in there and be taken out. And UCM will once again be stalled just before the end of this round. Now we're getting back to where we were at with Ilios. UCM not able to really capitalize on anything. I guess Penn College likes being against the wall, waiting to see what happens.
I do believe that this is something that actually comes down to the Junkrat here, because this is a very small corridor, and he's able to find easy damage and easily build tire.
Very much so. We do have a Grav Dragon ready. Amplification Measure coming out on the side of Bubble. UCM doing some Hammer out on the side of Annoyed. It looks like he does get DD Gaming, but Donut, Deity, everybody else is falling on the side of UCM with that. Amplification Matrix and Shatter to use on the side of Penn College. You do have Beat and High Noon ready on their end. UCM, though, has ult ready to go, so they just need to get a good Q off here, and they should be able to capitalize on this point, Cody.
It would be incredible to see just another great Grav Drag, and I think that's what they're kind of playing for here, and I think they're just trying to force a lamp out so that they can make it happen without worrying about immortality.
Very much so. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Deity. Dragon's coming out on the side of Rickless Morty. They do get him super low. Amplification Matrix coming out. Beat coming out as well. Great circulation of those, but Jonah and DD Gaming are falling there. Rickless Morty does take out Annoyed Goat, but it doesn't look like that's going to be enough. Bite Me falling out, Red Polka falling out. Rickless Morty is taken out by Console, and UCM is back pedaling once more in this fight here, Cody.
Yep, and I think like they didn't break lamp this, so they were able to live through the Grav Dragons, and they just weren't able to get a team down, because at last point, that's kind of what you need. You need a team kill almost.
Very much so. So UCM in a difficult position here as they're trying to push through the studio area. Shrimp almost dead, but does get out of there. Jonah running low on HP, it looks like here. But he's going to go ahead and just charge up in there. He wants to get a piece of him. Hammer out, he gets 3. Amplification Major coming on the side of Beat coming out from DD Gaming. So UCM DD Gaming wants to get in there. Shrimp taken out by the side of Reckless Morty. Tire coming out on the side of Consulate. And Consulate looking for a juicy target. Takes out DD and Reckless Morty. Jonah takes out Consulate. And UCM in a bit of a pickle here. Bite Me is taken down with a hammer from Annoyed Goat. Annoyed Goat on low health. We do see a Graviton Surge coming out on the side of KB. UCM doing what they can. Annoyed Goat going into the back line. Takes out DD Gaming. But, you know, looks like that's going to be it there on that team fight run there. Looked promising, Cody, but, again, fell apart there.
Fell apart real quick, and I really, it's hard to tell what they're supposed to do here, and I think it comes down to Penn's DPS line. They're able to just pump down so much damage. You're never gonna have the shield. You're never gonna have enough defensive resources to make something work if you just stall in this small little hallway. And I think they're starting to figure that out, and they just need to find something, run at it, burn it, and keep going.
Very much so. We do see UCM here going through a small hallway, and Jonah throwing out a fire strike, seeing if he can get any damage out on their console. Coming down from behind, trying to get some damage down. Red Polka is down, so there is no major healing on the side of UCM, and that's why Jonah falls. UCM in a pickle. DD gets charged and taken out by Annoyed. DD Gaming trying to come into the background, trying to take care of business, but it isn't going to do anything. UCM back on the back pedal here, and just that one pick onto Red Polka just screwed up the entire push there, Cody. We are into last fight territory here.
This is very much last fight, and I think we're starting to see ultimates come up on both sides, and I think you're going to see almost all of them come out very quickly, especially Grab and Dragon is going to be...
Very much so. Deity popping out his stuff. High Noon coming out on the side of... Oh, we got a pin coming out. Oh, but he's taken out, so UCM has no shatter. Console taken out too. Deity Gaming trying to watch the cart here and try and push as best as he can. Fire in the hole coming out from the side of Console. Console taking out most of UCM with the tire. Bite Me trying to do some work on the McCree, but not much happening there. Bite Me taken out by Console. And it looks like Console here was just carrying the whole time. Jonah tries to get a hammer out, but gets stunned out by Abstract. I think you're right, Cody. I think Penn College has a lot of their success due to the fact of how well their DPS is doing.
Yeah, it's really just a Junkrat show. On last points, almost any last point, because you were able to get out of spawn so quickly and just stand there holding left click and doing so much damage in such a good berth. You can control a pretty wide area as Junkrat alone, and I think that not being able to handle that is going to be the biggest problem that UCM is going to face on Hollywood here.
Very much so. So UCM, what they have to do is stop the push. If they can prevent them to cap the point, UCM wins. If they prevent them from capping all the way that UCM went to, UCM wins. But if Penn College gets it to where UCM got it, Penn College wins. So UCM here, as you said, the Torbjorn is out. So this is Bite Me's best, or not best, I would say favorite character to play in these types of situations. We do see Reckless Morty on the Hanzo here, so there's a lot of burst damage potential. But I guess the question is, will we see a Pharah coming out on the side of Console, you think?
It's possible. I don't know how well he plays, obviously, but I think a Junkrat will struggle at least a little bit against a Torbjorn, especially if the Torbjorn places his turret up high where it can't be easily spammed. And I think it also is going to come down to positioning, because you see here we're much more drawn back than they were. So if we're able to make fights happen where we want them, I think things will go a lot better for us first point than it did for Penn.
Very much so. So UCM here, as you said, holding on to the point area more than they are everything else. They're going up onto the high ground here, heading towards Bite Me. Nope, never mind. Bite Me's on the low ground. Looks like Penn College is wanting to see what all they can do up there. DD Gaming looking to see if he can do any kind of like boopages off of there, but nothing really happens there. Sonic arrow out from Reckless Morty, trying to see who else up there, which is basically all of Penn College. So UCM holding on to the low ground here. I don't know if the Star Wars meme will come alive here. DD Gaming trying to see if he can get some kind of boop off. Nothing happening. Penn College coming down onto the low ground here. Reckless Morty low on health is taken out, but Abstract is taken out by DD. And UCM is in an even fight here. And so UCM is going to have to try and pump out as much damage as he can. Red Polka is down, though, by the side of Annoyed Goat. UCM is in a bit of a pickle. Jonah taking out his counterpart here. UCM trying their best to do some damage. Jonah taking out Shrimp. Jonah working hard to carry this point as best as he can. Console taking out Bite Me, though. So UCM is in a bit of a pickle. So we do see an amplification matrix coming on the side of Bubble Wrap. Bubble Wrap just low on health here. UCM just continuing to hold on to the point here. Jonah being smart, holding that corner. He has Shatter up. And he gets Annoyed Goat. And Annoyed Goat gets saved by his McCree. Once again, the DPS lineup of Penn College doing their best to kind of carry their team into a victory here. Annoyed Goat charging in like a crazy farm animal like he is. and UCM is pushed off the point, and Penn College will capitalize on the point here. Annoyed Goat is charged, but Jonah will fall for that. Bubble Wrap taking out a person along with Abstract. Shrimp taking up Bite Me's turret, and that will be it. UCM looked like they held on to the point a little bit longer than Penn College, but, you know, Penn College now has roughly all their ultimates ready to rumble.
Yeah, they're coming out with almost everything at once, and we have 2 right now, 3, almost 5, but I think it really comes down to their Junkrat just outperforming and being an incredibly good Junkrat.
Rickless Morty with a headshot onto Abstract View, so UCM in a man advantage. Hammer down, coming out. Rickless Morty with a dragon, though, trying to take care of business, and that's what's going to do it. And so UCM is able to stall out Penn College, but Rickless Morty falling to Console, and Deity taking care of Console. Shrimp as well on their march forward. Jonah trying to see if he can get any more juicy bits, but you know, it's time to fall back and just regroup here. UCM looks like they're in a good place.
Definitely a good spot. I think it's still going to be hard, though, that Junkrat is able to force them to reposition with how much spam he's able to throw at them.
Oh, very much
I think
so.
Taking care of that's going to be the biggest problem they're facing.
Yep. UCM. Oh, Console going up there with a nice little jump and boop, taking care of everybody. Deity able to dodge the trap, but not able to dodge the Console. But does fall to DD Gaming. UCM in a bit of a good position here. Red Polka trying to use best. Needs to throw out that immortality field. Gets booped into it. And UCM doing some work. Hammer coming out on the side of Jonah. Does stun a couple of people. UCM in a good area. Beat also down. UCM using roughly, look like 2 ultimates there to stay alive. And so UCM still looking pretty good for this upcoming team fight, Cody.
It's still looking very good. And I think the decision to have DD Dylan deal with that Junkrat is good, because Lucio, despite being a support role, is known for being one of the best duelists in the game because of his weird hitbox and decent damage.
This is very true. So UCM in a good area, but Deity is knocked off, and Annoyed Goat gets his juicy kill onto that. And so UCM, though, staying on the high ground. Amplification Maester coming out on the side of the Red Polka. Little bit weird of a placement for me, but the Shrimp trying to boop everybody off, of which he succeeds and does. UCM Amplification Matrix coming out on the side of Penn College. Deity Gaming trying to do some damage, but he's going to just have to heal up and fall back. Annoyed Goat taking out Rickless Morty. Console taking out the Red Polka. Annoyed Goat again taking out Bite Me. And UCM just not able to sustain through all of that stuff. Again, Console is just popping off here.
He is, and that's most good Junkrats. If a Junkrat is able to perform well, he's going to tear apart a brawl because everybody's clumped together, so he's able to do a lot of damage.
Very much so. So UCM coming out on the left side here, trying to see what all they can do. Rickless Morty gets killed and booped, and then Red Polka taken out by Console. UCM in a bad place now. DD Gaming looking like he's going to have some issues. We see Dragons coming out on the side of Rickless Morty onto the payload, trying to contest it, making sure people don't go. Trip taken out by the side of Rickless Morty. UCM trying to target the tanks as best as they can. We do see Bite Me still going on to the Echo now instead. Jonah stunned. Annoyed Goat, though, taken out by Deity. Bite Me just messing up the backline here and continuing to do some work here. So UCM is able to stop the push here and has good advantage now, Cody.
We do have an advantage because their payload that they have to get to is now in our court, and it's going to be a fight just to get to it. And if they're able to make something work, you know, it'd be incredible. But right now we have a lead in charge of ultimates, so we'll see how that pans out.
Oh, very much so. We do see Penn College trying to get up there. Shrimp again trying to boop off our tanks. Jonah looks like he's trapped. UCM in a bit of a hustle here, but we do see Bite Me falling to Abstract. Abstract taking out this one. High Noon coming out on the side of Abstract, takes out DD Gaming. So that is 2 people down on the side of UCM. Tanks are running to the high ground, trying to get to the Red Polka. Red Polka pumping out as much healing as he can, but Deity falls to a hammer strike. Jonah with a big shatter there. UCM, though, not able to really capitalize on it much, and that will be Penn College capping on the point there. And UCM going to have to really work hard to contest this point for the next 2 minutes.
2 minutes, it doesn't sound like a whole lot in the real world, but in a video game, that's a long time. So I'm just hoping that we're able to hold our own against so much spam and damage that's coming down our way and make good use of what we have. Very
much so. So UCM is in a bit of a sticky situation here. And so we're going to have to hopefully see Amplification Maester coming out on the side of Bubble. So UCM's going to have to pop out so they don't take a lot of damage from Penn College. Great kind of zoning technique on the side of Penn College. So UCM does have beat, does have grab. Grab is out on the side of UCM on Penn College. So UCM trying to get some stuff done. Hammer out on the side of Annoyed Goat, but Beat comes out in order to save a few people. Bite Me taking out Console. UCM continuing to push forward. Dylan going in and taking some chip damage onto people. Console is down, so UCM does have a bit of an advantage here when the star player of Penn College, it appears this round, is out of the round here. Because you see, as soon as that Junkrat died, they all bailed. So, I mean, that's standard protocol anyways. You lose one, you don't really want to continue the team fight, but, you know, you'd think you'd be able to survive without the Junkrat. But anyways, Console coming back in, and here UCM is going to continue trying to hold the point as best they can. Jonah coming in. Graviton Surge out on the side. Jonah is trapped in it. We see a duplicate coming on the side of Bite Me onto the Zarya roll. We're going to see if he's going to be able to get anything done with it. UCM having some issues. Barrier out. Annoyed Goat on low health. Graviton Surge out from Bite Me. Nothing really happens there. Jonah taking out Abstract, though. UCM continuing to do some damage here. Jonah swinging like a madman. Console, though, does end his spree. And so UCM is going to have to back off when, you know, one of their tanks is down. Deity, though, trying to do his best to stay up in the relevance here. Reckless Morty gets KB out, so UCM does have an advantage. There's only 25 seconds left. We do have dragons ready for UCM here. So Reckless Morty, this might be what saves the point here, Cody, is these dragons.
I think the combination of dragons and a window from Red Polka are very effective zoning tools. If you dragon behind them and window right in their face, they're not going to be able to really do anything about it.
Very much so, and it looks like Amplification Maker on the side of Bubble here. UCM gonna have to continue doing some stuff here. Penn is getting that cart closer and closer. Dragon's coming out on the side of Reckless Morty. Deity throwing out his Graviton. And UCM will continue to cap the point here, lads. And UCM pumping it into overtime. Penn College down. Console trying to get there. And UCM will get Hollywood. So the series is now tied up 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Cody, scared me a little bit there. I don't like how tight this is getting, you know, but, you know, here we go. Console, again, showing his prowess here on this Junkrat.
Yeah, I think that really came down, that entire match just really came down to how well the Junkrat was performing, because you saw there, he was their playmaker. He was the beginning of the fight, the mid-fight, and the end of the fight. He was the person that was doing almost, you know, just so much work. Just tearing apart a brawl, and yes, that is what Junkrat excels at, but it was a little scary that we weren't able to deal with it.
Oh, that's so true that it was super scary. So with that being said, I need to take a little bit of a breather from that kind of a scary round here. So we're going to see a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back into the action.
Taylor Industries is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports, a family-owned and operated business.
College, you don't want a piece of paper. You want an opportunity. The opportunity to lead, to innovate, to transform. The opportunity to excel beyond what you thought possible. At the University of Central Missouri, your goals are achievable because we give you more support so your ambition faces fewer obstacles. Embrace your potential with the backing of 150 years of academic excellence, with undergraduate and graduate degrees available in Warrensburg, Lee Summit, and online. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
Are you ready for the interview today?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get right to it. What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
Well, I would probably try to keep some of the money for later, but I would probably buy a house.
What would be your superpower?
I would have the power to be invisible.
What would the title of your book be?
The Story of Marcus.
What would your last meal consist of?
I'd probably just have pizza as my last meal.
If you could cyber enhance one body part, what would it be?
My arm.
First game ever played?
Trying to remember now. It was a long time ago, but I think one of the first games I played was Mario.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
It depends, but I really like Weird Al, so I would have to say Elmish Paradise by Weird Al Yankovic.
You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be?
I would say probably Crazy Plum.
Might as well go.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Car jam?
Yeah.
I don't know, anything EDM.
What was the first game you ever played?
That would be some Atari game. I'll go with Pitfall.
Who would narrate your life?
I'd have Cuss to do it from the Overwatch League.
If magic was real, what spell would you try out first?
Turn into a dragon.
Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Third arm would be way more useful.
What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
An epic gaming setup.
Where's your dream destination?
New Zealand.
Where do you drop the line between soup and cereal?
No comment.
Fair enough. Describe your perfect day.
Playing video games, learning more about it.
If you were a salad, what kind of dressing would you be?
Caesar.
Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here on Dorado. This is an escort map, so you see that red truck there. They got to push that as far as they can on either side. Whoever pushes it the farthest or prevents the other team from pushing it as far will win the map. And so this is a tied up series now. Cody, what is going through UCM's head?
Quick wins, I think. I think they want to decisively win fights instead of trying to get something long and drawn out here. And I think that's why we see a dive pick coming out with Winston and Diva for their tank line. I'm just worried about going into a brawl with high sustain, how that's going to work out for them.
It is going to be rather interesting, especially since they have the McCree there, so they could stun out Jonah here. But we'll find out here. Shrimp hopping up onto the high little here, peeping out here. We do have Perry in for console, so no Junkrat plays as far as we know coming out on the side of Penn College. So UCM will be trying to do their best to push forward on this area. They do get the conflict area. Perry trying to get some damage out onto UCM. Gets a little bit of charge there. Burgess Morty looking for himself to get some charge and maybe a quick hack off onto somebody. So UCM gonna have to do some quick pushing, and it does look like they're gonna get the payload pretty far. Jonah's still watching the payload, trying to make sure if that deity starting to get aggressive by KB. KB taking lots of damage with that Discord on him. Looks like the mech's getting low there, but it is getting refilled. Red Polka is on Anna, so he's probably off hiding in one of the corners here. Nope, up here with the rest of the team here. So UCM Perry does take out Rickless Morty, though. So Rickless Morty will be losing a little bit of charge there, but is still kind of in the lead. Nope, never mind. It's a little bit of a draw there, so UCM will have to do some work on keeping up with everything. Deity and Jonah staying up on the left-hand side here to prevent Penn College from having any more of the high ground. Payload is stalled in this archway area here. Bite Me trying to see if he can get any kind of like quick kills on some people here, possibly potentially seeing what kind of charge damage he can do with his sticky bombs. So UCM in a bit of a stall limbo here until somebody gets an ultimate. Oh, nope, Jonah popping into the backline here. Does fall low on some health, does fall to the side of KB, but Annoyed Goat does fall as well before the immortality can come out. So Bite Me in a bit of an issue-matic situation here. Gets to the 20 HP health, 200 HP health back. Jonah's switching off onto the ball here. We know that's just more of his comfort pick here. So UCM is in a bit of a trouble, and so UCM gonna have to fall back here. We do see Shrimp coming after the back line, and so UCM not looking so good, but Jonah going into the background here, trying to do some disruption. And so UCM is in a bit of some, nope, looks like Jonah. But there's a hack out onto Jonah, so UCM is in a bit of a problem. We do see a hack on some people. Trans coming out on the side of UCM, and so UCM EMP activated on the side of Rick Morty, gets his co-part. It's a 5-man, and UCM doing well. Deity gets 1 kill onto KB with his bomb, and so UCM is able to get some kind of capitalization here. Abstract does have High Noon, almost destroys Jonah there, and so Abstract probably looking for a juicy High Noon onto a flank here. Tries to get a headshot onto the Red Polka to prevent him from sleeping. So UCM up, Abstract taking just a bit of a sacrifice play there so he can get back to his team. UCM able to push that payload fairly well, and those team fights get super sketch, Cody.
Yeah, and I think Jonah switching on the ball is a great choice for the team because, yes, Jonah's most comfortable on it, but I think, honestly, as far as everything goes, the disruption that a ball can do is just more valuable than what he was able to make happen on a monkey in such a hard, sustained brawl.
Very true here. So UCM is going to have a little bit of a fun time trying to recharge all their ultimates there. They did use a lot to get that payload push here. We do see Penn College coming up on 4 of their own. UCM, High Noon coming out on the side of that. Sleep coming out, but not really much able to do that. Bite Me does fall. KB taking out Jonah. UCM in a little bit of issuematic here. DD Gaming able to stay healed up and takes out Shrimp. And so Shrimp looks like he's trying to dunk on DD Gaming because I think they have these fourth senses that they're each Lucio OTPs. And so they want to show who's the alpha one. So UCM bit on the back foot here, Cody.
Yeah, heavy on the back foot with you see a full regroup happening and them trying to find a position that they can jump at, that they can get a dive off because the Penn is split here. They might be able to do something.
Very much so. Looks like Bite Me's going to pick the D.Va, try and see if he can get a charge up onto the bomb here. UCM, Bite Me popping into the background here, trying to do as much damage as he can. Not able to get into the, able to put out anything. Annoyed Goat throws out the Shatter, but only seems to get deity, but doesn't really do much else. So UCM has a bit of an advantage. Jonah swapping off of the ball onto the Monkey here again. Relix Morty getting close to an EMP, but is low on health. UCM's just going to have to fall back again. But UCM did pull out at least one ultimate on the side of Penn College, but Penn College getting High Noon ready, getting EMP ready. They have Bomb, they have Beat. UCM only has Trans and Nano, so UCM is going to have a little bit of issuematic problems here. Oh, coming out, that is a 5-man EMP on the side of Penn College. Rickless Morty going to have to hold on to his abstract using High Noon. UCM falling back. Bite Me does take out Annoyed Goat, though, so UCM has a little bit of a chance if they can get everybody respawned here. DD Gaming coming in, and so UCM is re-healing here, but, you know, it's just a tight fight here.
It's very close, and I think the switch back on a Monkey isn't bad because now that they know that the disruption isn't going to do much, and they just need a pick.
Mm-hmm. And so UCM is going to have to kind of get that part together, and we do see people getting ready for everything. And so Bite Me getting low on health, falls back though, is able to get into the background here. We do see KB Discord. Nano onto Jonah here. Annoyed Goat going in, trying to do some damage. UCM is going to push forward really hard here, but Jonah hacked out and is on low health. We do see a hack coming out on the side of Rickless Morty and does get 4, but KB with a bomb gets 2. UCM just not able to really capitalize on any of their ults because Penn College is countering with their owns, Cody.
They are. They're countering very well, and I think it came down to being coordinated there. You saw that certain ults went out and that we just got countered by a bomb, and I think that not being ready for that is what really tore things apart. I think if we were more prepared for it, we would understood, oh, they have bomb. They're going to throw it at us, of course, so we just have to wait for it, and when we see it, we have to be able to split to cover, and I think that not us being out of position kind of made that not happen.
Very much so. Abstract taking out Bite Me early here, so UCM is down to DPS. So this is going to hurt. Jonah switching off onto the Reinhardt role here. This is his 3rd tank in this roundup. And so UCM is going to try their best to continue to push it. They got to push it farther or else they're going to have a lot of issues in the 2nd round here. UCM Pacro is getting his EMP ready, trying to see if he can get anybody from UCM up and ready. Jonah is a little bit far forward. Bite Me is there, and it looks like he's going to go for it. He gets a 3-man EMP, and the red polka does get him out of there. Rickless Morty, though, is trying to get his charge up as quickly as possible. UCM, oh, Adaptive Circus coming out on Bite Me, but he does get hacked, so nothing's going to happen there. DD does get a bomb off and takes out Shrimp. Annoyed is down by Rickless Morty. High Noon coming out on the side of Abstract. We're going to see if he's going to be able to take out anybody. Does take out about a hammer coming out on the side of Bite Me. And so UCM, though, doing work, and that just was a very good turnaround there on the side of UCM. Bite Me able to get the Reinhardt and continue playing a little bit of goats. And so you wonder if Annoyed Goat is annoyed by that there was a little bit of goats there. And so UCM continuing to charge forward in the overtime clock here. They got to get it there in order to keep the clock going. UCM Nano coming out on the side of Red Polka onto Jonah. Jonah going forward, trying to take care of business. Jonah's a little bit low on health, but doesn't matter. He still has that Nano. They're doing work, and UCM caps the point. Cody, we got another 90 seconds to push us to the 3rd point. Jonah with hammer up and ready, and so UCM has advantage, Cody.
We do have advantage, and I think we need to push that hard, otherwise it's going to be hard getting through this last point.
Oh, so very true. So UCM ready to get aggressive as they always do here in Warrensburg, Missouri. And so Rickless Morty with an EMP, Jonah with a slam. We're going to see how well this goes. So Rickless Morty is going to see if he can get something juicy here. He's waiting to see. He sees 3. He sees some stuff, but doesn't think it's time. It's not time for the EMP, brothers. And so UCM having to fall back a bit here, and Prairie is looking to get something good. We do see Jonah falling low on health. There is a sleep out. EMP coming out on the side. Rickless Morty does get two. High Noon coming out on the side of Abstract. We're going to see if he can get anybody. Nobody. Bybee takes out Shrimp, though. So UCM is up in the advantage here. There's a bomb out, but nothing really happens here. Jonah taking lots of damage. There is a beat on the side of DD Gaming, so UCM continuing. Bubble Wrap taking out Jonah. Reckless Morty taking Crew out. KB out of his mech there. UCM continuing to push forward. DD Gaming trying to do work, but nothing much happening there. UCM looks like they're going to be hauled off here, off to the wreckers, and so UCM will be stalled with only 20 seconds left into this upcoming fight here. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to touch here. The only one's really close by probably would be Reckless Morty. Reckless Morty is waiting. He's in cloaked form. He's waiting to see if he can stop anything. Bubble Wrap up on the high ground, trying to pour down some damage. Shrimp looking to see if anybody comes up there. And so, we do see that happening. No beat coming out on the side of Shrimp. High Noon, though, coming out on the side of Abstract. Abstract trying to get some people. Nothing's happening. What? DD Gaming! Oh, he's taken out. That wasn't our beat. That was Shrimp's beat. So UCM will not get any kind of cool stuff there. So UCM will be stalled out in this. And that is as far as UCM will be able to push the payload here, Cody. It's disappointing. Not really disappointing. I'm rather impressed that we got to a little bit before third point.
I'm proud that we were able to get it that far. A little less proud because we didn't get it all the way. So I think if we play our cards right, we might be able to stop him in the first choke the entire game. But that's if we play our cards very well.
Very well indeed. So what is ailing UCM in this team fight here? Is it just the fact of how aggressive Penn College has been, or is it something else?
I think it's pacing. I think we're not pacing the way we want to be, not the way we've practiced. I think the way I'm seeing it, we seem to be a little off tempo in a lot of situations, and we seem to be just kind of performing not the same way that I've seen us perform. I feel like this is like those days when you wake up and you're like, just not today. I think that's what I'm seeing, because I've seen us perform way better than this against teams that are way better than this, and I'm just astonished that it's putting this much strain on us in order to win this fight, with these fights.
Very much so. We do see a double bubble coming out on the side of UCM here, Cody. UCM known to be okay with it, not the strongest we've seen, as their brawl has been more superior in most fights here. But nope, never mind. I am wrong. UCM, they're still playing the double bubble. UCM looks like they're going to try and scout out what they can. Reckless Morty in the back lines, try and tell everybody what all's happening. Perry out on the hunt here. Jonah gets... looks like he's almost gotten hacked, but is able to save himself. Perry is caught in the back line with Jonah and Reckless Morty. He continues to run away, but Jonah and Reckless Morty take care of that, while the rest of UCM goes to deal with the high ground. We do see Annoyed and Abstract getting knocked out, and UCM is going to take a lot of damage, and KB and Abstract take out DD Gaming and the Red Polka, so UCM support line is non-existent. Abstract taking out Jonah, and so UCM continuing to have to be on the back pedal. And so that's not a good way to open up this map here, Cody.
It's not. That looked like a miscoordination with Jonah and Bite Me trying to do a dive. And Double Bubble, while it might look like it, is not dive. It's supposed to build ultimates, build Zarya charge. You're not supposed to dive and get a pick. You're just supposed to get in, get charge, and get out.
Very much so. We do see UCM getting ready to go in there. Jonah hopping in there, trying to do some damage. But not much really happening there. He does take the bullet and die. So UCM having to go back onto the back pedal a little bit more as well. Deity taking lots of damage. DD Gaming taking a hit down to 2 HP, but then Red Polka heals him back up. And Penn College will get the first point fairly easily. Jonah swapping off onto the Reinhardt. So we're back to the brawl composition that UCM seems to be more comfortable on here. And so UCM, again, just going to have to keep an eye out for everything. Perry and Reckless Morty just going to have this a battle of the EMPs, it looks like, for those two, in order, because basically whoever gets those nice EMPs off will win the team fight and hopefully win this map. So you see them coming up onto the high ground here, and we do see them, looks like they're just kind of contemplating playing patty cake here, Cody.
Yeah, it is. This is a stare down right now, and I think Penn's going to make a move here.
They very much are. So DD Gaming is going to kind of hold off on the back line here. Does see Abstract, but falls behind a wall, so we do see UCM in a bit of an issue here. Red Polka is a little bit down. Abstract falling in behind the enemy lines here. Jonah's trying to get back and help out, but not much going to happen there. And UCM split up and conquered there. And Deity looks like he is being just hard trickled at this point in time as he's being hacked and just continued to trickle down, and UCM in a bad position once more because I don't know if that was just poor communication or like desync.
That was definitely strange. We usually don't split off like that. Usually we're all able to operate pretty well as a unit, and I think that when it didn't happen, that was something that we weren't ready for.
Very much so. EMP comes out. Hammer coming out on the side of that, and Abstract as well with a high noon. So UCM is down 3 once more, and so all it is Rickless Morty and the supports. That's not going to do anything, and freaking Penn College gets a point here. And basically, ladies and gentlemen, they make it to that square. They will win Hollywood. Not Hollywood, Dorado. We won Hollywood. So UCM in a pickle here. Red Polka is, staggered out, and so UCM is going to have a bit of an issue. Or TD already at half health, and so UCM it's not looking good for him here, Cody.
It's not. I think that the playing double bubble early in the round really kind of messed things up because you weren't able to build ultimates for the heroes that you were ultimately going to be playing as. Like, we don't have beat yet. If we were playing Lucy right at the gate, we'd have beat.
Very much so. As you see a grab coming out on the side, Deity, Bite Me, and everybody else going after Annoyed Goat. Hammer coming out on the side of Bite Me. He goes after KB. KB low on health but falls back. Nano coming out onto Jonah from UCM there, and it looks like the rest of Penn College is just waiting for all the ultimates to just kind of cool off on the side of UCM, and they're about ready to engage with their own here. KB probably waiting to see if he can get a bomb out there. Perry takes out Bite Me with the assistance of Abstract, so bomb coming out on the side of KB. KB does take out the Red Polka. Bite Me taken out. There's a beat coming out on the side of Shrimp. UCM is in a bit of a contest phase here. Jonah doing his best, but is hacked, and it looks like UCM will pop off the point there, and that will be Penn College taking the map of Dorado, and now UCM is down in the series 2-1. Cody, the frick?
That's a problem. It's definitely a problem. That was I was talking about earlier that we've tried double bubble and we've tried dive on this map many times, and while we found moderate success with them, I've still found that overall, as a whole, Brawl is just better on this in almost every situation, which you saw work out very well for Penn. They were able to just run people over where we might have gotten a pick at the beginning of every fight. As a whole, they were just able to run on the rest of the team and wipe them out and win the team fight and get the cart progress, which is how you win the game.
The objective, whoa, bro, it is a part of the game. So UCM is down, so we do have a chance to tie it back up and continue on and try and win the series. So don't go away. After our word from our sponsor, we'll be back with the next map here in this series, and we'll see you after this.
Culver's is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports. Welcome to Delicious.
College, you don't want a piece of paper. You want an opportunity. The opportunity to lead, to innovate, to transform. The opportunity to excel beyond what you thought possible. At the University of Central Missouri, your goals are achievable because we give you more support so your ambition faces fewer obstacles. Embrace your potential with the backing of 150 years of academic excellence, with undergraduate and graduate degrees available in Warrensburg, Lee Summit, and online. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
Welcome to the interview today. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, thanks.
What's the first thing you would buy with $1 million?
A car. Nice one.
What would your last meal consist of?
Fried okra. Probably main thing.
Where's your dream destination?
I always want to go to Alaska, see the northern lights. That'd be cool.
What was cool as a kid, but not cool now?
Those silly, like the silly bands that are shapes, animals and stuff. Those aren't too cool anymore.
If magic was real, what spell would you try out first?
Invisibility, I guess.
If you could cyber enhance one body part, what would it be?
Gotta be the gaming hand. Perfect aim.
Who would narrate your life?
Me.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
I don't really listen to music. I just podcasts are my main thing, I guess.
everybody, and welcome back. We are here on Lijiang Tower. Console has been subbed in for Perry, so we will more than likely see that Junkrat once more. Trey is also subbed in for Bite Me, so we'll probably see that Reaper lifestyle. And so, no, we do see Rickless Morty hopping on to his own Junkrat, which we have seen perform fairly well. Does look like both teams are going for a brawly comp here. And so UCM... I mean, there's an advantage here for us because it is more brawly, but we have seen tonight that our brawl has not been, how do you say, up to par, Cody?
Yes, it's definitely been a little sketchy, and I think that comes down to Penn playing not a true brawl, but a hybrid with the Junkrat, and I think our Junkrat going back at them might, turn some tables here and there.
Very much so. It looks like Trey sticking on this Symmetra pick here. And so UCM is going to have a little bit of fun here. DD Gaming trying to speed everybody in. We do see them. Trey taking out Abstract with his turrets, but Anoigo taking out DD Gaming. Red Polka's going to have a lot of healing to do here. So UCM just holding up here in the little area. Trey trying to see if he can get any kind of turrets out there, but not really much going to happen there. Console trying to pump out some damage and take care of UCM here. Jonah split off from the rest of the team there. UCM gonna have to coordinate some good stuff here. Jonah and Deity popping onto the point here. UCM got a lot of charge there on the side of Deity, and UCM continuing to kind of pump through there. Annoyed Goat charges in, gets low on health there, but Abstract taking out DD Gaming. UCM not in good health here. Jonah taking out Annoyed Goat, though. And so UCM continuing here. Crusader charge coming out. That's a fast charge onto that. UCM continuing to do some work. And Jonah just doing so much for UCM. And we do see him trying to stay alive, but not going to work out there for UCM. And so Jonah does fall. And 25% already given to Penn here. We do see an application maker coming out. A beat coming out on the side of Shrimp. And so Penn really wanting to hold on to the point right now. Wall coming out on the side of that. Rickless Morty sitting out his tire, but is not able to get anything with it, it looks like. And so UCM is going to have to consider falling back here as they continue to see bodies hit the floor. DD Gaming trying to keep everybody up and alive. Hammer coming out on the side of Annoyed Goat. So UCM in issue. Deity throwing out a grab? And so UCM, though, continuing to try and contest the point as best they can, but, they're just falling like flies here, Cody. And I'm guaranteeing you, Deity wishes he has that grab back.
He does. He wishes right now that he didn't throw that, because I mean this is incredibly good for Penn. They were able to hold on to the point, and while we were able to just throw them free ult charge and throw our own ults out at them without getting anything.
Very much so. Rickless Morty does take out his counterpart there in Console, so UCM has a little bit of time before Console gets back, probably with something dangerous. We do see Bubble Wrap taking low health there. Trey onto this Reaper lifestyle. UCM continuing to try and see if they can do any kind of damage. Mel taking out the Red Polkas. We do see a Blizzard coming out. Crew, KB taking and doing a grab. UCM trying their best, but not to be. Console coming back from the dead and getting revenge onto Rickless Morty. UCM in a pickle here, and Abstract going in, but Abstract gets hammered down by Jonah. Jonah taking care of business, but does fall himself. Trey trying to see if he can take care of anybody else. He's trying to cap the point as quickly as possible, and takes out Annoyed Goat. Deity and Trey trying to get the point turned over into UCM's favor, and it does happen. So UCM has to hold on to this point if they want to do anything. And so UCM looks like it's going to work out. Annoyed Goat a little bit perturbed. It looks like that a Reaper shotgun shell killed him at point blank. I don't know why he's mad. That's just how shotguns work. So UCM continuing to try and hold on to the point here. Penn College does swap off of the May to the McCree here, so they're wanting to have that stun capability. We do hear a Rip Tire coming out on the side of Rickless Morty, and Console taking his spot and sending out his own tire. Does get the Red Polka, so UCM in a bit of a pickle with all of their players going down. A lot of the sustain from the Red Polka. Jonah falling down as well. Graviton coming out on the side of Deity, so UCM trying their best. Hammer coming out on the side of Annoyed, but doesn't really get much there. Deity trying to stay up and alive with as much charge as he can. UCM continuing to push forward, and they're able to keep it turned. Deity and Trey seeming to hold the point here. Deity not letting the fact that he whiffed a grab earlier deter him from continuing to hold this point. And Cody, UCM still in this.
Still in this, and I think it's a little rough, but they're managing to hold on quite well.
Very much so. So UCM having to do their best to do what they can. Looks like Annoyed Goat's trying to go around for a sneaky probably charge here onto somebody. UCM, nope, never mind. Annoyed Goat is right there. Beat does come out on the side of everybody. Amplification Matrix as well. Abstract probably looking for a high noon. No, he's out there. He does get rid of DD Gaming. DD does fall by Console. We hear another tire coming out on the side of Console. Trey getting out there, does a death bomb, takes out Bubble though, but is taken down by KB. Overtime is activated. UCM, though, isn't going to be able to get there to touch, and UCM will lose map 1 of this one. So if UCM loses the next map, this whole series is over. But if UCM can turn this around, we're back in the series, people. So UCM has to win 2 in a row on this map choice. So these next 2 sections are, this section in particular, is strictly important, Cody.
It is, and I'm excited. Excited isn't the right word. I'm glad we didn't get Gardens, because while we seem to always have a strong open on Gardens, things turn around rather quickly. So being on this one instead, I think, goes for our favor, because we have a little TP trick that a lot of teams do, but I don't think Penn's going for it.
It does not look like that. Penn is sticking with their traditional kind of Abstract switching off onto the Reaper. Nope, Console is switching off to the Sim, so there could be the race for the Sim turret placement. It looks like UCM will get there first. So UCM is on the point, getting ready to stagger up. And it does look like they're going to get everybody else from there. They do! They get Console and Bubble Wrap down. Anoigo trying to get some stuff done. Deity is able to take down Penn's everybody. And so UCM does lose Jonah in that fight, though. But that's okay, because we took out the rest of Penn there. You're right, Cody. We got there first, though. And so UCM able to capitalize and get the point first.
Yes, that was a scrappy fight, and we did lose main tank, but with Ryan's charge, is able to get back relatively quickly before they're able to make any new plays and really put any pressure on our team.
Very much so. So UCM is in a good place here. We do see KB switching off onto the D.Va here. Gonna have to eat up as much of the damage that our Symmetra's gonna be pumping into here. UCM continuing to try and hold the point as best as they can. Reckless Morty needing to kind of hop back here. We do see that Console does swap off onto his Junkrat, so there's gonna be a lot of damage output coming out on the side of Penn College. I hear something. Nope, never mind. Jonah has his hammer up and ready. We do see Shrimp coming in here, taking care of Crusader hammer coming out, but Jonah doesn't seem to get anybody. Console taking care of Jonah and the Red Polka. UCM again not able to contest with all the damage coming out from Console. UCM doing what they can, but not going to be able to be enough. And so UCM is going to fall in that fight. And again, I think it boils down to Console there, Cody.
It does. It's this is a very small point, a very enclosed point, and the Junkrat is able to just throw grenades through wherever he wants them, not really, putting too much thought into it, and just get free ult charge and free kills.
Very much so. So UCM going to put up the stuff. We do see, but doesn't get the shield up in time. UCM is going to have a little bit of a hard time there. Reckless Morty does get the shield up, though, and it's going to help with some of the contesting here. Deity does take out Bubble Wrap stuff. Amplification Maker coming out on the side of Bubble. So UCM is going to have a little bit of fun here. It does look like Deity takes out Bubble Wrap's fun thing. And then we do see Symmetra turns trying to come through, but nothing really happens there. Trey ready with his Death Blossom. He might try and get something here. We don't know yet. He does. He's coming down with a Death Blossom trying, but Console shuts it down. UCM, again in another issue. Death Blossom coming out on the side of Penn. Beat out on the side of DD Gaming, though. UCM trying to do some work here, but Console, again, with the tire, takes out the chunk of UCM here. And again, Penn really just has to congratulate Console here for basically holding everything up for them. And so, I mean, that's basically all you see in the kill feed here. You do have to appreciate the fact that they are synergizing fairly well, but the ones who's sinking the synchronization here is Console, because he's filling in all the blind spots for Penn College here. UCM trying to get a flank off here, but looks like, again, Console cutting off the access routes here for UCM. Chucking out there. We do hear a hammer down coming out. UCM, Jonah sings out one as well. Bomb coming out on the side of KB. Jonah taking out on the side of Abstract. UCM needs to get on the point here if they want to have any kind of chance here. And it doesn't look like that's going to happen. DD does fall. UCM continuing to get pushed back here. Lucas Morty trying to get back to spawn, but it's not going to happen. It looks like Penn College is going to try and see if they can hold a little bit closer to the area here. We do see a ball switch on Jonah. Jonah heading to the point, trying to capitalize on it. DD Gaming going around the long way here. Jonah trying to get overtime is locked in. DD Gaming just continuing to kind of hop in and out. And he does get a little bit of damage off on here. UCM trying their best to kind of contest it, but DD Gaming does get hooked. And UCM's just going to have to brawl it out and trickle. Jonah does fall. Reckless Morty does take out Shrimp, though. UCM continue trying to pump out all the damage that they can. Trade focusing on Console, but does get taken out, though, by Console themselves. And overtime will tick down, and UCM will lose the map and will lose the series. Penn College will win this match against UCM. And that's just, as we said, it's just a pain to see that happen to our boys, because I know they could have done better.
I definitely believe that we could have done much better there, and I think it was a problem having to deal with a Junkrat of that level when we were expecting a regular good game. Not expecting Junkrat to come in and basically carry the other team to, fill out so many of their issues that they might have had and just say, why have issues when I can just throw damage everywhere?
Essentially, that seemed to have been the strategy of Penn College. So, sadly, UCM will not win this match tonight, but that doesn't mean they're out of the cup at all. We still have some good wins underneath our belt, and so we'll kind of highlight what all happened here tonight and whatnot in the Taylor Industries post-game show, as well as name you a player of the match, because even though we lost, there were some phenomenal plays that did help us hang in there for the most part against Penn College. And so once we're back, we'll give you the highlights of that.
Taylor Industries is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports, a family-owned and operated business.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Taylor Industries post-game show. So, sadly, folks, UCM wasn't able to pull that out. It was a 3-1 loss for UCM against Penn College. And so, I guess, Cody, the biggest issue is that Penn College just kind of threw out some stuff that was just unorthodox, and it worked out really well for them. In particular, it seemed that Console there, their Junkrat player, was just the one kind of carrying the team whenever he was put in. Whenever Console was not there, the fights were a little bit more even between the people, it seemed like to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
I definitely agree with you there that Console was carrying a lot of the team fights that happened because with most brawl versus Junkrat situations, you see a Junkrat outperforming because he's able to put out so much damage and build a tire so quickly, and the entire kit that Junkrat has counters a brawl almost by itself. And I think that created a real problem, and that we weren't able to find any way to counter it, and that's why we lost today.
Very much so. And I mean, everybody did their best and tried to pour their hearts and souls into the match. It appeared there looked like some dysfunctionality amongst the players. I think it's been a bit of an off week, saying this is the week back from spring break, so maybe some synergy was lost, or people are still in the vacation mindset, or whatever's happening. So hopefully, our boys can get it all together and get back into focus so that we can finish the season strong here. But to crown your Culver's player of the match here, we do have one player that did seem to stay on point, was able to capitalize when he could, and was able to just push the team farther than we thought they could in some of the maps, and that would be here Jonah. And so I believe Jonah did rightfully earn this, even though there were several losses and everybody on UCM did make some mistakes, but Jonah did capitalize on some things and able to help the team push farther, Cody.
He did, and I think great way to show this was his Reinhardt tonight. He was hitting incredible shatters. He was blocking like almost every team fight you would see. He didn't lose shield because he was able to maintain it and still block as much damage as he could from the Junkrat that was creating so many problems. And even when he wasn't playing Reinhardt, when he was playing Winston, when he was playing Ball, he was doing his job. He was creating disruption, or he was cleaving through the enemy team, and it was just great play all around from Jonah tonight.
Very much so, Cody. And so before we sign off here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we do have our fall 2021 application out. So if you think you could do better than the players we have, show it, bro. Go fill out the application. Go sign up. You can sign up for any of our 6 titles, or if you want to start a new one, there is another section in there for you to tell me how you want to start up the program that you think needs to be on there, the title that you believe it, be it Fortnite, be it Hearthstone, be it whatever. You know, I hear that League of Legends has a new mobile game coming out. I hear that Rocket League's coming out with a mobile game. We might start a mobile team if you think that's a thing that we could do. Fill it out on the application. That can be found on any of our social medias that you see out there, Instagram, Twitter, our bio, in our Discord, in the announcements channel, things like that. And so just apply for it, and you just never know. Maybe it'll be you. You'll be on this stream next semester. So anyways, with that being said, that will be it for us tonight. I'm Cordell Ballard. On behalf of my co-host here, Cody, Polly, we will see you all next time.